So before I get this podcast started, I'm going to say this and get it out of the way. Frankie Rzucek Jr. has never asked me for a dime, never asked me for money. And I've spoken to him quite a few times, including a few weeks ago or a few months ago where I spoke to him. I mean, I was up all night speaking to him and I said, Frankie, please go to sleep. Because he was up all night and we were talking and, he was telling me a lot of things. And one of the things he told me is that he doesn't sleep well, which is understandable. And I'm not trying to say that Frankie is perfect. I've said that to him. I don't think you're perfect. I've said that to him. He's a diamond in the rough. I don't think Frankie is a saint or an angel by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just talking about my own experience with him, and he's always treated me with respect. He's always been kind to me. He's always been nice to me. Never once has he been nasty to me. Not once. I can't speak on his association with other women. There's his consensus that he goes around asking women for money. There's that opinion of some people. I can't speak about those other women because, I'm not them. And I don't know if they're telling the truth or not. And I can't verify. I'm just saying from my own experience, he's never, ever been disrespectful to me, ever. Not once. That's something that I can say. I'm sure he doesn't agree with everything that I say. He comes to my channel. I'm sure he doesn't agree with everything that I say. I'm sure he doesn't like the fact that I speak to Miss Spencer. But he is always been respectful to me, and never has he once been disrespectful to me at all. So I'm not going to rant. I'm going to be fair, balanced, and objective in my opinions. My opinions are based on my truth. I'm not trying to please anybody with my opinions. I appreciate the support. I really do. I've had some fantastic people come onto my channel and give me lots of support and lots of information and lots of wonderful comments. And I've been very grateful, particularly from those from the truth channels or associated with the truth channels. But I'm going to be fair and objective, and not everything that I say is going to be liked by everybody. You know who I'm talking about. He is still online and he's still ripping everything out of the Watts case that he can because it makes him cash. And that's as simple as that. And he's going to keep peddling the conspiracy theories till the cows come home because that's how he makes his money. And trying to get him off YouTube hasn't worked. Let's just say that. It hasn't worked, and it's no one else's fault. It's certainly not the Truth Channel's fault. It's no one else's fault but the powers that be. The powers that be have not acted on the reports. And unfortunately, that's the case. That's why I don't see a trial. I don't see a court case in the foreseeable future in terms of getting him into court and getting any damages for him or for him getting any prison time. No one's going to like to hear that, but that's just my opinion. If he'd been taken off YouTube, and I think that he should have been taken off YouTube, then I would see a court case. You'd be able to say, well, he was so disgusting on YouTube and his behavior was so wrong and he spread so many lies and misinformation that even YouTube had to take him down, which I think they should have, but they didn't. Even YouTube had to take him down. And this is what he's been doing, and this is the court case, and this is our case. I think it would have been, it would be a strong case if that had happened, if he had been taken down. But because as long as he still stays on YouTube, I don't see a court case. Now, he's also planning to counter-sue, and he's also planning to, claims, it's always easier said than done. He claims that he's planning to bring a court case against the Rzuceks. Don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he has a case against the Rzuceks at all. And I think they are absolutely victims of his bullying and gaslighting. But not only them, I think Nicole Kessinger is also a victim of his bullying and gaslighting. And for all the people, I have subscribers who believe in all of his theories. I have subscribers who are still who I get along with. It's up to you what you want to believe. I'm not telling you what you should believe. I'm just saying what my opinion is. I have subscribers who still believe that Nicole is going to be arrested someday. I've got subscribers who believe that she was involved. I've got subscribers who believe in all of AD's ridiculous theories, and that's fine. Everyone should believe what they want to believe. But, for all the people waiting for Nicole Kessinger to be arrested, it was never going to happen. She was never a suspect. So you can wait till the cows come home. You can wait 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Nicole Kessinger, the Nicole Kessinger conspiracy theory is never going to come true because she was never a suspect to begin with. Now, now to the last part of this podcast. Somebody came onto my channel, left me a message and informed me that Martin Dehan is back. I don't think it will make much of a difference to AD. It's not going to stop AD. I think he will keep going and going and going until he can squeeze every bit of life out of the Watts case that he can. And it's all for self-indulgence, all for money, all for the glory. I'm sorry that I said his name. I'm actually not supposed to mention his name. And I've been careful not to actually say his name, but I slipped up there. But, I'm not perfect either. But, I don't think Martin's presence is I don't think AD will be threatened by it at all. And he's worked, Martin has done very well to expose AD, but, nothing's happening. As for the GoFundMe and the crowd fund and all of these, the funds, the funding that the Rzuceks have tried to create to help them in the legal sense, that is a very, very contentious, controversial matter. And I'm just going to be as honest as possible as I can about it. Because a lot of people are saying to me, there are some people who are completely supportive and they gave money and they don't care what the Rzuceks are doing with it. And that's fine. People should, should have the opinion that they want. And there's some people who are disgruntled and there's some people who are accusing the Rzuceks of being money grabbing. And let me just say this. If the Watts were trying to raise funds for their son, which they did try to do, but that was shut down. And I believe that I was part of shutting that down. If the Watts had a GoFundMe to raise legal funds to try and get the son out of prison, a lot of people would be up in arms. And it's very understandable. A lot of us, admittedly, would be saying how disgraceful, how disgusting, and they don't have a great reputation anyway. So a lot of us would be absolutely disgusted if the Watts were trying to raise funds to help their son. But the Rzuceks are trying to help, raise funds legally. And I think they've been given bad advice. I think trying to get rid of AD obviously hasn't worked out for them. And I feel bad for that because I think that AD should be taken down. But, for all the people who have given money and they're bitter about giving money and, they're upset that AD is still online and they've given money in the hope that giving money to the Rzuceks would get rid of AD, all of those people should be able to get their money back. And when I say that, I mean those people who gave money, if they want their money back, should be granted the opportunity to get their money back if they don't feel the money is being used in the way in which they want. But if you gave your money and you don't mind that AD is still online and you don't mind that there's not going to be a court case in the foreseeable future, which I don't think there will be, and you're fine with that and you're just happy to help the family, then so be it. And this is me just being absolutely fair and balanced. I haven't given any money to the Rzuceks simply because I didn't think that AD would be taken down. And because they've tried to take him down so many times, or they've tried to do the right thing. The Rzuceks are trying to do the right thing by getting this man off YouTube because he spreads lies and misinformation. And I am completely in their corner. I can tell you that. I think what he's done for the past few years has almost destroyed true crime. It's fiction. What he puts out is fiction. However, I wanted to see what was going to happen first to see if any of their efforts would work before I, gave any money. So I haven't given any money. So I'm kind of neutral. I didn't give my money. So, I don't have any qualms. I'm not bitter or anything like that. Do I like the fact that he's still around? The man in England? No, I'm not. I'm not happy that he's still online lying. and spreading this information. The other thing I want to cover is I want to get back to Nicole Kessinger. I think if the Rzuceks, excuse me, I think if the Rzuceks and Nicole Kessinger got together and brought a case against AD, I think that could be that would be a really good thing. I don't think that's going to happen either, because there's so much rawness and there's so much sensitivity and there's so much, I don't expect them to like Nicole Kessinger because of what happened. I don't expect them to be friends with Nicole Kessinger, but I think if both Nicole Kessinger and the Rzuceks could form some kind of alliance and go after him, I think that it would make their case much stronger, and I would be more hopeful of a court case in that sense. As it stands, I just don't see it happening. It just seems to me that whatever is thrown in AD's direction, he always seems to be able to dodge it. And I think it's because he's because he's crafty, and other words that I won't be using. I think he's a very crafty individual, and I don't think he cares about crime victims at all. But all this hate against, the Rzuceks have a lot of support. I know that they have a lot more support than the Watts family do. The Watts family do have support also, but the Rzuceks do have a lot of support from a lot of people. But people who are turning against them and just slandering their names, there's just no need for it. I agree that asking for money with AD still being online doesn't look good. I agree. I understand that, and I understand the bitterness that some people feel that they gave money in hopes that AD would be taken down, and he's still around. I understand that, but this family have been through absolute hell. So you can forgive them for not being completely and utterly perfect. You can forgive them for maybe not always making the right choices or the perfect choices. They're human. They're going to make mistakes.